This is Ryan Eschenberg as part of the Cardinal Week for the Lone Star Conference. In our final day, we will be profiling indoor track and field. We are here with head coach Derek Riedel. And what is the overall outlook of the indoor track season for you guys?
Well, it's a good question. We're hoping to send more people to the national meet this year. Last year we had our first indoor national meet qualifier. Elodie Barre qualified in the 200 and finished 9th, just missed the finals. So we're hoping to build on that, maybe get our men's and women's 4x4 teams there. That's the only relay that we do indoor, well, besides the distance medley. And so we're going to our first ever Lone Star Conference track meet for Lone Star Conference members only. It's called the LSC Invite, I believe is the term that we're going to use for it, the name. So we're going to that February 19th and 20th, so we're hoping that that'll be a success and that'll show us what we can do at the conference level for indoor.
And we'll expand on that LSC Invite here in a bit, but on the women's side, you had a lot of success from underclassmen last year, six women runners on the all-conference team. Are all of them returning this year?
All of them are returning except for Elodie Barre. She moved back to France and is working full-time, so we'll definitely miss her. She was qualified for the national meet in 4 events last year: the long jump, which she was an All-American, the 100, the 200, and the 4x1. She was our anchor leg. So naturally we'll miss her, but all the other girls are coming back, and they're stronger. They had good fall semesters of training, and we added some really good freshmen for this upcoming year. So we'll still be very young on the women's side, but we expect to be very competitive.
And the indoor track season is fairly short, but like you said, it will be concluding with the Lone Star Conference Invite, which is basically the conference championship for indoor.
Yes, sir.
It's up in Lubbock?
Yes, Texas Tech. We're renting out that facility.
Okay, and do you think you have a pretty good shot at winning that?
I think so. I think definitely on the women, since we are so strong in the sprints and jumps, that we will be very good. We have some good distance runners on the team this year for the women as well, so I believe we're very well rounded. We have basically all of the events covered, so I feel like we can compete with any of the other schools in the Lone Star. On the men's side, we'll be definitely better. We're stronger on the sprint side this year. We have some good jumpers, and our distance program is good as usual on the men's side.
And for all the viewers of this video that typically think that the track season is outdoor, what are the major differences between indoor and outdoor track?
Well, besides what you referred to, the season is shorter during the winter, obviously, so the bulk of the indoor season is in January and February. The national championships are the first weekend of spring break traditionally, but the big difference is you don't have the 4x100 meter relay, which is a staple event in outdoor. You don't have the 10,000 meters, which is one of the distance events. Outdoor, you don't have the steeplechase. So you have fewer events, and it's typically on a 200 meter track indoors, so it's a harder track to navigate. The times sometimes are slower because it's earlier in the season and it's on a 200 meter track. And typically in Texas we run on what are called flat 200 meter tracks, as opposed to up north and the Northeast they run on baked tracks, which makes it faster when you run indoors. So those are the big differences. And then some of the throwing events, we don't have the discus or the javelin, so they're less events, but definitely just as exciting as outdoor.
And finally, being only one of the few Lone Star Conference teams that does participate in indoor track, do you think that helps recruiting?
I think it does, and that's one of the main reasons that we do indoor. We want to give every opportunity for our athletes to compete as often as possible and maximize their competition dates during the spring semester. So I believe it does help us, especially on the sprint and jump side. A lot of the good sprinters and jumpers coming out of high school are looking for indoor possibilities. Not as much on the distance side, because they're coming off of a long cross-country season in the fall. They're focusing more on outdoor track, but I believe it does give us an advantage on recruiting, and I think that has shown with the caliber of sprint and jumpers that we've been able to bring in on both sides the last few years.
Alrighty, well, we thank you, and this will conclude Cardinal Week. Stay tuned next week for more Lone Star Conference videos.
Thank you.